welcome to a video I've been kind of putting off lately. It's the Fallout Wanderer cosplay that I made about a year ago, and I'm going to kind of go into some of the details on what I did, starting with the backpack. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this. Let's start from the bottom. We have simple straps that are holding in an old blanket that really wasn't being used at all, so might as well. And wrap around to the side. We have just some extra hooks to store stuff on, you know, the water canteen, stim packs, etc. Maybe a lantern. And again, another hook and rack to do the same. A lot of side storage, you know. This is important, right? This stuff here is important because this is a simple handle and another hook area, but right here, I don't have it on me because both of my fusion core props are upstairs, but here, you'd pop the fusion core in, and you see that little magnet there. You'd simply slide the bar over. Let me get some light on that. And it actually holds in pretty well. You then rotate it, set it on there. And it will hold your fusion core in place. This little box here is just meant to kind of simulate a storage unit where power is fed in. You can kind of see those little copper pipes I used for some fake conduit. But most importantly is once we get to this area. This is a clock that simulates what's the word? I can't remember the type, but it basically will simulate old-fashioned sort of clock font with the numbers and everything. And there's a couple different settings. You can have like a sort of glitched version, a countdown version, or just a normal timekeeping variant. Have the different settings here. But most importantly is behind here. That little gap, I can put a battery back there, and you can run it back this way and into these holes. From those holes, you're able to actually plug in. So if I needed to charge my phone, right, I could technically plug it in there. So a little bit of utility I added to that. Going above, we have a little cabinet piece, some actual cabinet hardware, and a little handle. This is just basically a medical storage thing. You could hold some mentats, maybe a couple of Radexes, in case of an emergency. Let me just close that. You also have your old-fashioned radio. You can buy any different variant, you know, something that fits into the 50s sort of style, and it does work.
Get a pair of wrists from Motor World, please.
So there's some stuff there. You can also plug in your phone, so if I got a playlist saved, I could switch it over to that and play some custom songs. Got a little tarp that's really just meant to cover stuff. Try to back out here. Little cloth tarp. You got the antenna. Then you would have a wire that I have technically going all the way down to around here somewhere. I can't really find it, but the wire goes all the way up to there. And up there is where I had a lantern hanging, but it has since then broke, you know, unfortunately. I have to replace that lantern. And then we have a chain that wraps around the front, basically acts as part of the backpack unit, the straps that actually keep the backpack attached to the wearer. Another thing I like is you can kind of see it, but this is velcroed on, and so is this. So both of them can be removed if I've ever had to clean stuff, take it apart, replace it, etc. That can be removed. The only thing that really can't be removed is this and this. But that about sums up the close look. Alright, back to the overview. So we're going to start this with the helmet or hat, whatever you want to call it. And this is basically taking some older pieces and mixing them together. You got the Ghostbusters goggles, got an old Plague Doctor mask, some hoses from an old CPAP machine, the old style flashlight on the side from just getting that off of Amazon. But you can see me showing off like just the mobility of everything, the utility, the light works and all that. And below, around my waist, those two hoses on the mask are hooked up to some painted up soda cans, actually, to look like little gas filter tanks. The lenses and rod came from Hobby Lobby, actually, so you can get those pretty easily, or any craft store. And it fit pretty well. I'm quite impressed with it. I think I just said this, but it's based on the Tinkerer headgear from Fallout 4. Used a little piece of PVC at the back as the battery. Have it attached with some string and some elastic so I can still fit it to my head. And then we have a full body view here. The dog kind of posing for the picture as well. And you can see the little lantern up top that I had mentioned in the close-up section. Utilizing some old steampunk leather pieces as well. Some plain clothes to keep it simple underneath. The old SMG prop. And that about sums it up. There's not too much else to this. It was just building a little bit here and there, and then combining a lot of mishmash parts from old costumes. So it came together pretty good. And that'll probably do it for this quick overview video. I hope you enjoyed. I thank you for joining me, and hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.